Hey guys, what's up? JWhisp here and welcome to episode 18 of the Minecraft 1.17 Hardcore Survival Let's Play. Here we are back in the world. In the last episode, we did some pretty exciting stuff. We attempted to do an underground raid. It didn't really work as planned. If you check out yesterday's video, you'll see what happened. But we successfully did another raid, and after that, we're pretty stacked. We have, I think, 4, maybe 5 totems of undying total. I might have one more somewhere else. So we should pretty much be okay on totems of undying. With how stacked we are with our armor and whatnot, the only way I can really see us dying is if we somehow ever fall into the void. And even if that happens, you know, whenever I'm in the end, I'll try to keep my elytra on. So for the most part, I think we're pretty much invincible. I might be jinxing myself saying that, but I feel pretty safe, I feel pretty secure, and I'm hoping that we can keep this hardcore world for a long time. Now, a couple episodes ago, we got these boys. Finally got the bucket of axolotls, and I was so excited for this because I love the new axolotls. I think they are adorable. I think they're absolutely amazing. They're probably one of, if not my favorite mob added to Minecraft so far. Things like axolotls, pandas, foxes, a lot of the recent mobs they've added are just absolutely amazing. And so I had an idea. For a while, ever since I've seen axolotls been added to the game, I really wanted to make a giant axolotl aquarium. And I knew I wanted to make one in my cave base here, or at least somewhere in this world, to start making this cave base look a little developed. You know, for the most part, this giant cave base doesn't look that good yet. I just have things laying around everywhere. It looks pretty bad. I mean, I have this pathway here, which I guess looks pretty nice. I have one of the village houses here that looks decent. You know, we have another path that looks okay. The villager breeder, which I haven't even decorated the outside yet. It still looks pretty bad, so we definitely have to work on making this world look better. And so to do that, I think one thing that will make this whole cave base look really awesome is just an absolutely giant axolotl aquarium. And I was trying to think, where should I put this? And then I walked over here and realized we have this giant ledge hanging off from this cave here. And so what I think I want to do, in my head I have this vision where we just go on the outer edge of this ledge and going down encase this entire inner area in glass. So this entire area where I'm walking around now, this will be filled in with glass and filled in with water and sand and plants, and we're just gonna put tons of axolotls in here. I only have, let me see, I think 4 axolotls right now, is that right? Yeah, I only have 4. However, I do have some tropical fish, and you can use tropical fish or tropical fish in a bucket to breed axolotls, so we can breed our axolotls. Pretty much here I have everything I want. I'm going to be using deep slate bricks for the outside, filling it in with glass like I said, filling the bottom with sand, and occasionally a piece of glowstone, just to keep some light levels in there, just to make sure, you know, mobs aren't spawning or anything like that. I have some torches just from breaking some of the torches before, and of course, I have some of the fun stuff here, sea pickles and seagrass, and of course, some different types of coral. Now, it's also interesting, if you didn't know, and I found this out when I was testing out some stuff, glow lichen can actually be placed in water, which I think is pretty cool. So I have some glow lichen in case I want to use it as well in there. So I think once we're done, this entire thing should look really awesome. Coral, obviously, you can find in a warm ocean biome if you want. Just use a silk touch pickaxe. Seagrass you can get with shears, you can do the same thing. Pickles are also found in the warm ocean biomes. So I think, all in all, once we're done with this giant aquarium should look good. So I'm going to start out and just get a sort of basis for the outline of this. I think I'm going to place some deep slate bricks just on the outside perimeter and try to get a feel of where I want the sort of, you know, frame for this aquarium to be. Alright, so it took a lot of resources, but here we have the sort of outline for this whole thing. So this is what I was going for. So I'm using this polished deep slate for the outline of this aquarium, and of course I have it glassed off here. If I just use my silk touch pick, I'll probably make myself a little window so I can get inside. So now basically my plan is to replace this entire ground. Hopefully I have enough sand, but I want to replace it with sand. On top of the sand, place things like sea pickles, seagrass, coral, and eventually fill this whole thing in with water. Now, we do have respiration on our helmet, so that should help a little bit with breathing underwater. But yeah, I think once we're done, this whole thing will look really good. This is definitely a really big aquarium, and it's large enough that in some parts of this aquarium, we will actually get natural spawning of things like fish and squids and whatnot. So if we could get some glow squids potentially, that would be cool. However, I don't think we are in the correct cave biome for glow squids to spawn. However, some fish like salmon should spawn naturally in here, which will actually be really fun to watch, because if you don't know, axolotls are hunters and will actually kill salmon if they find them. So the salmon will spawn, the axolotls will hunt them down, and this will kind of be like a giant battle arena for fish and axolotls. So I think once we're done, this whole thing will definitely look really good. So what I'm going to work on now is just taking out some of these torches and replacing this entire ground with sand, coral, things like that, filling it up with water, and I'm super excited for once we're done because I think this project will look good. I've already seen some people start to make, you know, some axolotl aquariums, but I feel like axolotls are such a huge and awesome part of the new 1.17 update that they definitely deserve, you know, at least in my world, a giant aquarium to live. Let's replace this really fast. I'm not sure, where did I even break the other glass? Oh, right over here. Okay, so once this is done, I mean, pretty much no matter where we are in the base, we're gonna just be able to look over and see this giant, I mean, it's absolutely massive. If I wanted to, I could expand this even more onto that wall, but I think for now, this is gonna be a big enough project, so this will definitely take up a lot of space. And of course, once I'm done with the interior of this, I'll work on the exterior a bit, you know, making it look a bit fancier, because obviously, you know, all the ground here doesn't look great. I have random waterfalls and cobblestone around here, so we definitely need to clean up this cave base a bit and make it look a bit nicer. I'll also probably add some lights here and some path blocks and things like that, just to make it look really nice in the end. Yo, okay, so it's definitely coming along and starting to look like a real aquarium. I have the infinite water source here, and I have the entire inside filled with sand. Besides that, I also, you know, placed a little bit of the glow lichen I had just around the walls, you know. I don't know, for whatever reason, you can place water with glow lichen, and the water won't break the glow lichen, so that's pretty cool. But this next part is definitely gonna take me a lot of time and be a little tricky, because to fill this entire thing with water, you know, there's a lot of little gaps and ledges and ridges and stuff. So I'm going to have to start at the top and fill in every single block with a source block of water, and then do the same thing with the side here. So it's definitely gonna take a while, but once we're done, I think this will start to look really good. And I'm placing my water before I place anything like pickles and seagrass and stuff, because pickles, if you place them without water, won't have that little glowy thing at the top. You also can't place seagrass without water. I'm pretty sure you can place coral without water, but it'll dry out and look pretty nasty. So I'm going to place my water first, and then we can place all the plants and make this thing look really awesome. And here we go! We have a real aquarium. All we need now is some life inside of here. So I have all my plants and different stuff. I think before I do the plants, I'm gonna just like periodically, randomly place some pieces of glowstone. This is just to, you know, put some light in here, prevent mob spawning, and also make it so that it's a bit easier to see from the outside. Just, you know, when there's more light, things look better. So I'm just gonna place this randomly, and then after I place the glowstone randomly, I'm gonna start placing things like seagrass, ooh, my character's having fun here. Seagrass, sea pickles, and the different corals I have all around. And I think once we're done, this aquarium will look absolutely amazing. Alright, and here we go. I think in the end, this thing looks absolutely amazing, and I'm super proud of it. So if we look up close, we can see all the sea pickles, the corals, the seagrass, and this thing just looks absolutely amazing. I want to see if maybe I can update the 1.17 textures to maybe make water a bit more transparent or a bit brighter, just because it is still a bit hard to see despite my brightness levels being, you know, artificially bumped up. As you can see, there's not much darkness in here. But still, overall, I think this looks absolutely awesome. And so now all we have to do is take our axolotls and plop them in here. So I'm going to do this. Let's just place them down. Now, we can take our tropical fish here and start to breed them. And if we look, oh, look at this. Beautiful, look at them. Oh, we got the baby axolotls. So I'll keep breeding them eventually, you know. I'll try to see if I can get, you know, a lot of axolotls in here. I'll try to get as many as I can. But here we go. Oh, what? What are you? Okay, well, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. I can't help you. I could kill him and put him out of his misery, but I think I'll just let him drown. I don't want to risk any of the iron golems attacking me. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, you're trapped. Now, what we have to actually be very careful about is watching the axolotls, because as you can see, that one's floating up here, but there are a few, you know, just random. Oh, I hear him getting hurt. Where's the axolotl? Yeah, right up there. You can see how it's taking damage. There are a few. Oh no. So there are a few dry patches where, unfortunately, no matter what I try, even if I grab some water, you know, I can't fill in this little bubble right here with water. I can try my hardest, but, you know, there'll still be a little bit of a dry area, which is, you know, just kind of unfortunate. And so if axolotls swim up there and stay in those areas, they'll get hurt. I heard that one's starting to get hurt again. Thankfully, that one, you know, saved itself. So we might eventually start to run low on axolotls if they keep killing themselves. You know, I'll try to breed them as much as I can. And I'm sure, you know, Mojang will hopefully code axolotls to be a little less suicidal. When I tried making some different axolotl aquarium designs in a test world, I noticed that they often do like to kill themselves. They seem to, you know, to want to seek out these little dry areas up top where there's not water, and they just go in there and they go absolutely ham and just will kill themselves. They won't try to, you know, survive, which I don't know why they do that. It's kind of annoying, but again, I think if I breed my axolotls enough, we should definitely be good. But there we go. I'm super excited. They look super adorable. And like I said before, you know, since this tank is so big, we should get some naturally spawning fish, squids, stuff like that. And we can watch the axolotls hunt the fish, which I think will definitely be really fun. So what I think it's time to work on now is just making the area around this whole thing look a bit better. You know, we have some ugly cobblestone just hanging around. The pathway isn't the nicest, you know, just making this area look a bit better. I think I'll expand the polished deep slate a bit more, and then add, you know, some random paths like this, some lights and stuff, just to make sure that this area, you know, it's not super lit up. So I want to make sure that we can prevent as much mob spawning as possible. Alright, so here we have it. I continued the path we sort of had going up to the axolotl aquarium. And I've just been decorating it, you know, doing my normal thing with the glow lichen, different buttons, different stones, lanterns to light up this whole area. I know I have a lot of lanterns, and it looks a little bit overkill. However, when you're underground and it's very dark, especially in hardcore, you don't want mobs spawning. And so you have to do everything you can to use and have as much light as possible, especially since we don't have light from the sun. I think what might be a cool project in the future, if it, you know, eventually, maybe we take out the whole ceiling and replace it with glass. Might be a bit ambitious, but I think it would look cool and, you know, serve a functional purpose of lighting this up. But regardless of the path or anything else or light, I think this aquarium looks awesome. I have been, I have the tropical fish somewhere. I put it in one of the chests. But I have been breeding a few more of the axolotls. Some of the little babies grew up, and we do have some more axolotls. I think one or two of the babies died, unfortunately. I actually took some time and broke all the blocks where I could see that they could get stuck potentially, and so I'm thinking that they can't die anymore. I think they're pretty much okay. There was also, I had some salmon in my inventory that I picked up, I guess, while I was in there, so I guess there must have been some fish that spawned, and the axolotls did kill them, just like I said, but I'm still, oh, I heard an axolotl get hurt. I hear one getting hurt. I hate it. I hate that sound. It sounds, I don't like the little animals to get hurt. I just want to protect them. But regardless, I think this looks really cool. Even though it pains me to see axolotls get hurt, I still think they're so cute. And I still, you know, I'm just super excited to have them. Mojang is super awesome for adding these into the game, because if you didn't know, the reason they added bees and the reason they added axolotls was not just because they wanted them into Minecraft, but it was to sort of bring awareness to the fact that, you know, things like climate change are causing these animals to go extinct. You know, we still have axolotls in nature and we still have bees in nature, but the numbers are dropping drastically. And so Mojang is hoping by adding these into the game, you know, it'll help bring awareness to the fact that these animal populations are dropping. And so hopefully, you know, I have this axolotl tank. Hopefully things will get better for real life axolotls. But regardless, I'm still, you know, I'm super excited. I'm speechless. Like, I'm not even talking. I'm so hyped by this. I think this looks awesome. You know, it doesn't look the best on the outside. It's not super decorated. I might try to do some more stuff to make it look nicer. However, looking at it on the inside does look absolutely amazing, and I'm super proud of this. But anyways, guys, that is all for this episode. I really hope you did enjoy, and if you did enjoy it, please consider leaving a like and subscribing on the channel. I thought this was a really fun project. I didn't show too much of me building this because, you know, it was a bit of a different build. It's not like I'm building a house or something, and it's not like I have a flat area. I was working with a really weird sort of shape, so it was hard to sort of, give you guys, a time lapse or something. But I still hope you enjoyed. I think this is really fun. Hopefully, this can give you some inspiration for your own fish tanks or axolotl aquariums, whatever you guys want to do. And I really hope you guys did enjoy and got some inspiration from this. But regardless, this is JWhisp. This will be all for this episode, and I will see you guys all in the next one.